I watched the first few episodes of that show. It was
fine, right? But like,
yeah,
if you're gonna make a Batman show, either
well, it's not a Batman.
No,
show.
I know it's a Gotham show. But if that's the case, make it Law and Order in Gotham. Don't make it this silly thing with like little Selena Kyle. Ooh, what's going on? And like, we got every episode is like okay, Edward Nygma, you better watch yourself. It's like that fucking deleted scene from episode 1 and it's the only good scene, and then it's turned into shit again because George Lucas wrote and directed it, in which Anakin, it's after the pod race, right? You have that stupid pod race that goes on for 6 years. And like everyone's like, woohoo! Yippee! I believe is the prevailing term.
Sure.
And but then it's soured because the next scene is Anakin knocking the shit out of this Rodan who said that he cheated. Like Anakin can't handle his anger.
Wow.
And Qui-Gon like pulls him off of him, and he's like, what's going on here? And Anakin says, he said I cheated. And he's like, well, did you? And he's like, no. And he goes, well, then you're just going to tolerate his opinion. And then they leave. But then the Rodan runs into a friend of his, and the friend of him says, you better watch yourself, Greedo, or you're going to come to a bad end someday. And you're like, do we need these things? Do we need a young Mon Calamari to be like, oh, don't step on that, it's a trap. And they're like, oh, you one day you could be an admiral. Like, oh my god, do we need a scene where there was a young African-American pilot in the pod race and he does a little maneuver in the Battle of Tenet? Like, do we need all these little fucking jokes and PSs and crap? No!
That also means that Han Solo murdered a grandfather Rodinian.
No, he killed... Yeah, exactly, because like that was in episode freaking 1.
Because he's really old at that point.
Greedo's 30 years older. That's fucking weird. No, he's only... Yeah, he's like 30 years old. That's fucking weird. Yeah, that's really weird. That's probably why Greedo's such a shitty bounty hunter. Yeah. He should have retired long ago.
Well, maybe his species ages slower than...
Like Wookiees.
It's quite possible, but that's still really funny to think like...
Because Chewie's like 200.
He's just that old.
Yeah. Han shoots first because Greedo's too old and feeble.
Oh, my arthritis! Damn it!
Yeah, it never worked. Yeah.
Who was it? You're Han Solo. Solo. Whatever.
Come with the Enterprise?
He'd only be like in his 40s.
No, it's true. Yeah.
He wouldn't be that old. That's not that old.
Yeah, actually, Greedo's like 5.
How old is...
He'd be the same age as Anakin.
Anakin
was like
30, maybe? Like, tops?
Probably a little older than that. Cause,
oh, you mean by the time episode 4 goes around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because Luke and Leia
Luke's 20.
Or 20.
Yeah, Luke and Leia are 20.
Born,
he's got to be at least 50, I'm assuming. Maybe 60?
No, because Luke would have been born, like... What, 10 years after episode 1? Maybe a little more?
Yeah.
So it would have been 20 years plus 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
More years since episode 1, so like 30 years.
Yeah.
Then how come Darth Vader is so old?
He's not old, he's just like really...
He's just withered and miserable.
Yeah.
You remember, have you ever had a cast?
No.
Alright, well I've had a cast. When you take it off, your foot looks real bad.
Looks like Darth Vader.
Imagine keeping your face in a cast.
It smells like
for like 20 years.
Bacon.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's like weak, so he talks like he's old, but really he's just like weak. He's not like wrinkled and stuff. He's just got like marks. And
he just has burns, and he just and huge eyebrows.
I always assumed that he was probably like at least
like 50.
Yeah, I always thought Darth Vader was old.
No. You see his.
He looks old in that Force thing.
He looks kind of old, but he doesn't look like he's not like Obi-Wan Kenobi old.
No,
like, he's like middle aged.
Yeah. I say 40.
All right,
maybe 45.
Maybe 45.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone will tell us exactly how old he was.
Oh, no doubt.
In Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, someone's got it all mapped out chronologically.
Of course, that's like 5 or 6 years after episode 4. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's wrap this up. So
that's a tangent.
Yep, exactly. I'm just gonna cut it right there.
Tangent.